Welcome to the Quality Problems Podcast, where we see problems as opportunities to learn, develop, and grow, both on a personal level and with your dog. In this podcast, we'll provide a unique perspective and the tools you'll need to take on challenges and come up with problem-solving solutions. The bigger the problem, the bigger the opportunity. Now let's get to problem solving. Yep, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Quality Problems Podcast. It's your host, Stan Smith, CEO of XDOG. And if you're new to the podcast, welcome. And if you're not, welcome back. Today's episode is going to be very unique. We have some special guests with us. On top of that, we're going to be talking about a topic that's going to change your life if you apply it. But I'm going to be really honest with you right now. If you are into your feelings, you might want to stop right now and not listen to this shit, because it's going to get deep and it's going to get personal. But with that being said, to my left, I got my host and co-host and partner of Dallas K9 Academy, Mr. Derek Rose.
Hello, everyone. Thanks for tuning in.
And then we got our special guests over here from the Miami PSA K9 Club. They traveled. They're a new club out of Miami. We got Chris, Victoria, and Isabella. Welcome, y'all.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you for having us.
All right. So today's topic is self-honesty. It's one of those key factors that changed my life on a personal level. But it's one of those things, if you're not self-honest with yourself, you're in trouble. You know, you can't have downhill habits and have uphill hopes and expect to achieve those goals. We're going to get deep into this. A lot of people have dogs, and being self-honest is really a topic of struggle for them. On top of that, you know, we all tell ourselves these little stories in our heads where we justify some of our downhill habits, you know what I mean? And give ourselves passes, when the reality is that we need to hold ourselves accountable for that shit. But we'll go ahead and dive deep into it. I'll start with Derek over here. You deal with a lot of people in your club. I know in the past you always say, look, if your goal isn't to get a PSA level 3, you kick people out of your club, right?
Yep.
Why?
Because why start something if you're not looking to finish it?
Okay.
That's with anything in life.
So, I mean, how do you tell that person? I mean, when they go, hey, Derek, I'm just trying to, get my PSA 1. Can you help me?
No, I can't help you. What I try to tell the people is go off and do personal protection, or find another sport, or find a club that will allow you to stop at that point. But here at our club, if you're not trying to achieve the ultimate goal, you're not going to start here.
Sure.
That's point blank.
I mean, that makes total sense. So I didn't do a good enough introduction over here. I want to kind of explain to you who our guests are. They've traveled pretty far from Miami. Just with the short time of meeting them, I can tell that they're winners. They're willing to do what it takes to level up. They're always willing to learn. You know, that's one of our core values over here, is always grow, always be learning. But I'll start with you, Chris. You started this club when?
We started in August of last year, so we're fairly new.
You
Not
skip up
even
to
a
a
year.
little bit?
Yeah.
Okay, so August?
Yeah, August of last year. So we haven't even been on around 1 year.
So it's been less than a year. What motivated you to start this club? Did you tinker into other dog sports prior to that?
Yeah, I did a little bit of IPO, French ring, and I really like PSA, and I just wanted my own thing, where I could run my club how I wanted to, kind of get a tight circle, like Derek said, like people that are like-minded and really want to go far in the sport. So.
Sure. And what about you? I mean, how did you guys meet? Like, tell us your story.
Okay, so I started an IPO with my shepherd.
Okay.
And then I met a couple people that knew Chris. And then I always wanted to do PSA from the beginning, but there was nothing in Miami.
Okay.
The closest club was Tampa, and that's 5 hours away from Miami, and unrealistic to be able to go train twice a week because I work full time. So I started an IPO in the local club. Didn't really like it. My dog didn't really get that far. Then I found out that Chris was trying to start a PSA club, so then I went with him. And our first day was a disaster, but we stuck with it, and now I disconnected the mic.
No, you're good.
Oh, okay,
You're
it's
good.
good.
Yeah.
It was the headphones. And now, we have a nice tight circle, and we have members that are really passionate about it and want to get a PSA 3.
How did you two meet?
Through a mutual friend.
Through a mutual friend, yeah.
Mutual friend. And what about you? Like, what got you involved?
So they started in August. I didn't start coming till November. I got myself a Malinois because I was like, oh, I want to, the same story.
You want to kick ass?
I want to kick ass. So I actually started her, and I wanted to do personal protection. So I started looking at all the trainers in Miami, and there are so many. Everyone's telling you something different about a different person. And so I found them on Instagram. And then I just messaged the club, and I was like, hey, I have a puppy. They were so nice, so welcoming. They're like, come out one club night. We'll do an evaluation. And I came one club night, and I never stopped coming.
Awesome.
And I brought out my dog the first time. I had no idea what I was doing. Like, I brought out my 3-month-old puppy on a prong, and, like, it was just a disaster. But they stuck with me. They helped me learn. They were always so welcoming. So, yeah, I just stuck with it, and we've been growing together since then.
I want to make sure you guys do stick with it. I'll tell you a quick story about how I started in PSA. I was only doing personal protection, right? And a guy named Carlos Mendez came to me with this huge 3-ring binder. And he was like, hey, man, you ought to look into doing PSA. I'm like, what the hell is that? I don't want some guy breaking down my training and telling me if he thinks I passed or if I failed. So I blew it off. Then I took this thing home and I decided to read through it. I was like, man, this is pretty cool. This is like better than personal protection. You get to go, let your dog bite someone. You don't have to wait on someone to break in. Your dog get to display the training that you've instilled in him on a field. So I started practicing it. I was the only decoy. I had like 20 plus dogs, man. 20 plus dogs, from piece of shit after piece of shit to a pile of shit to diarrhea. I had all these different dogs, different types of breeds. I had ABs, pit bulls, Cane Corsos. I had it all. I had one Malinois. And we used to give him hell about that Malinois. The guy owned him name is Danny Frazier. And he got it from a guy named DeJuan Fields. And we used to say, man, get that long mouth ass dog out of here. We don't care. We got these masters, these bully breeds. He was kicking our ass with that Malinois. So I reached out to Coy. Me and Coy became really, really good friends. So I was like, hey, Coy, I want to come over there and learn, a little bit more about this PSA. Because Coy was doing it sometime before I got involved in the PSA. So he took me in, put me under his wings, showed me everything I could possibly think of about PSA. So what I'm trying to say is, do not give up. Find your mentor, someone who's going to show you the ropes of PSA. After you learn those ropes, then they can push you off the cliff and let you all fly on your own. Because Coy knew the whole time, hey, Derek's been training dogs for a long time. Only thing I'm going to do is show him the blueprint of PSA, and then he's going to go off and do his own thing. I still go over there from time to time. I haven't been in quite a while now because I be so busy with my company as well as our own club, trying to make sure we stay afloat as well. But Coy knew, once I teach Derek everything about PSA, he's going to take those tools, add them to his toolbox, and then go out and help everyone else fix their dogs. So don't give up. Find someone and kick butt.
Yep.
How often do you guys train a week at your guys' club?
Twice a week. We usually do Tuesday, Thursday. Sometimes we'll switch it around to Monday, Wednesday, but it's usually the same consistent people coming out twice a week. That's what we like.
And I know we talked about this on a couple things, and we kind of briefed it over yesterday during dinner/lunch. How important, how honest are you guys with your club members when it comes to showing up and not showing up, putting in the work and not putting in the work?
So we closed out our club, the membership already.
Really? Okay,
Yeah.
so how many
Just-
members do you have?
We have 10.
10? Okay.
Yeah.
That's a good number.
So, yeah, it takes a long time to work each dog, and we want people that really show up. If you start opening to everyone, they'll come one day, they're not consistent,
Yeah.
and then I feel like I'm wasting my time.
Do you kick them out?
We have, yeah.
Have you had? Okay.
How do you kick them out?
That's the enforcer next to me.
Victoria.
She's the enforcer.
All right, so when we first started, it was just 3 members. So we were really not desperate, but desperate to get
Yeah.
people to come and actually build a club and start a foundation.
Sure.
But it wasn't quality members. So once we got the core group of people, we had 5 people that were really serious about the sport. The dogs were good. The dogs were excelling. we closed off the membership, and then they kind of trickled themselves out, the ones that wouldn't come, because they would come once in a while, and after a while I would tell them, if you don't put the effort into your dog, you're not going to see results, and we don't want to decoy your dog, because you're taking time away from someone else's dog that might get a PSA 3, because they actually come every week, they put the work in at home, they do everything, they help out, they decoy for us. If you're just coming for like an hour and then leaving early, like, we're not going to continue. Like, we're going to tell you, you can't come back.
That's what I always tell people. If you want to be part of something and you really want to stick to it and you really want to be a part of something, you have to add value to that team. Because if you don't add value, you just got to go, man. Like, we learned the same thing. Like, we opened up the XDOG affiliated program, right? It floodgated. Like, 1,000 members joined. But it was like, hey, I want to be part of the Cool Kids Club. And then me and Gomi, we had assessed it. And Gomi's like, dude, man, like 700 of these people, they're not even touching their own link. They're not even reposting, So we were spending so much time. So we had to spend, we're still doing it now, just removing people because they just don't bring no value. And it was kind of like one of those weird situations where we had, like, they were consumers of our products, and we're just like, fuck, man, y'all got to go, because we got to invest our time and energy into people who are really dedicated to the mission of what we're trying to do with that program. But what are you saying?
Yeah. How many decoys do you all currently have in your club?
Technically only Chris.
Okay.
So we are looking for more decoys.
More
if anyone
decoys.
wants to come out and decoy,
Yeah,
that'd be great.
I do my fair share of decoying. I need a suit. That's on the list to get. We have Issa's done some decoying. We have another member, Dante. He's done decoying too. But
You said you guys need a suit?
yeah.
Yes.
Okay. We're going to pay for the suit. All right, so
Stan.
you guys select the suit, because you guys, here's the thing, man. When we see people that come up and we know that you're passionate and we love supporting shit like that, man. Like, because for us, man, like,
But it's
we
going to
wanna
be
put-
an X-Dog suit, the X-Dog logo. That's
fine.
X-Dog
Put an X-Dog
on
vest on.
one sleeve, and the other sleeve say Dallas.
No, man, I love seeing passionate. We want to help grow sports. Like, that's a big thing that, for us, man, is supporting people who are really, really transcending the sport forward. So, yeah, definitely we'll talk about that off air.
So,
but
Thank you.
so what I was saying is, if you have, I'll prefer to have 5 solid committed members, other than having 10 to 20 inconsistent members, right? So if you have 5 members, each one of those people put on a suit. You don't have to do 80-yard sends on the females or whatever, but they put on a suit and train each other's dogs. That would take your club to another level. And I tell my guys that too. I had some people, I used to be brutal, right? This is how I knew I was going to kick somebody out. And you can ask anyone. I'd send someone on a 50, 60-yard fleet with the hardest dog out there and let him flip him and damn near knock him out. And if he stays around, I have a keeper. If he gets up and says, hey, shit, let's do that again, I'll be like, well, I got one. I teach him. If he hit the ground, wake up fighting, I had a guy, he's still a friend of mine. He woke up fighting because the dog knocked him out, knocked him into fight mode. Charles Woodbury.
you're an asshole. Because I went out to get a picture, and I tell this story all the time, right? I never caught a dog ever. My first dog I ever caught was Casino at 50 yards out, and I'm like,
Damn.
I go out here to get this picture for the X-Dog vest box, right? The red box. And he has a guy out there, and I'm like, well, would you mind, putting it? He's like, no. I'm like, what the fuck? Why doesn't he want to catch him? Like, I wasn't even thinking, right? Next thing I know, Derek's like, give me your arm. And I'm like, okay. And I got to, and he's like, just go out there that way. And he's like, all right. When he starts coming at you, start going back. I'm like, what the fuck is going on right here right now? I'm rolling back. Casino hits me, racks me in my nuts at the same time, rips my shorts, right? I didn't have a cup on.
You didn't, did you?
Realized he could have called the fucking dog off, right? Didn't call the dog off. All I wanted was an angled picture. That's it. I'm always going to tell this story, but yeah, so.
What happened when he hit you, though?
I damn near shit my pants. So I got hit in the nuts, got hit hard. I'm screaming. When you start yelling more, the dog's like, biting harder. So I'm like, ah. So I got.
What did you do?
I farted. I damn near sharted, right? I damn near sharted, but I had that's let you know that my mental fortitude. I almost shit my pants. I held it, took the bite,
And farted.
and worked casino at the same time. So, touches to me, motherfucker. But so you guys being a new club, is there a chip on your shoulder? Like, do you feel like you have something extra to prove to other clubs?
Hell yeah.
Yeah?
We do.
Yeah.
You know?
Tell me. Talk.
I mean, I'm going to speak for it. Even myself being a new handler, you don't want to go out there and look stupid.
Yeah.
You know, you want to make sure when you go out there that you're bringing the best you can, because we've never shown our dogs before.
Yeah.
Never. So we've, you know, not all of our dogs can go, not my dog, but their 2 dogs can go and get a PDC, no problem. But being a new club, going out there for the first time, you want to show out. You want to be impressive. You want to be flawless. You want to be, I mean, there's no perfection,
Yeah.
but you want to be damn near perfect.
Yeah.
So even for me, I'm not going to, you know, bring my dog. I'm not going to put myself out there until I know that I'm going to kick ass, which, you know,
Yeah, you don't want to fail.
you don't.
You don't want to fail. Well, you're not going to fail. You only learn. I think I said
Yeah.
that before,
Yeah.
right? But I didn't fail with my dog. Well, I didn't have to learn something with my dog until I got to level 2s. And I tell people, slow down. You don't have to rush. I believe you can push a dog as far as that dog allows you to push them, right? So my dog got to the level 2s. His brain completely left. Once he got fatigued, his brain completely left in St. Louis, and he didn't want to do a directional over a jump. That would have get me my first leg in the 2s, or close it out. I can't remember. But slow down with your dogs. You don't have to rush them to impress anyone on the trial field. Take your time. When you do your PDC, you should be able to do your level 1. When you do your level 1, you should be almost ready to do your level 2. So with that being said, you should train down, not up. Got it?
Yeah.
So once you train from level 1, say, okay, I'll go out Saturday, get my PDC. Sunday, I get my level 1. That's what I did with my dog. And I encourage everyone to do that. I didn't try out casino until he was almost 23 months. He was 22 months. So I didn't wait. I didn't go when he was 15 months or 17 months. I waited.
Yeah.
So you guys should do the same.
Yeah, we're
Yeah.
definitely gonna wait.
Yeah.
I mean, and like you said, don't be afraid to fail. Fail forward, fail fast.
Yeah.
I mean, the more you fail, the more you. I mean, I failed for what shit, almost a decade and a half.
He didn't fail. He learned.
Well, yeah, every failure I learned. It took me a long time to stop making the same fucking failures over and over. Once I realized, okay, everything's a learning experience and opportunity, it changed the whole game for me on my end. But what are some of the most memorable, biggest learning curves when it comes to training dogs that has always, I guess, been instilled in you and that you pass on to other people that are interested in joining the sport?
I mean, for me, the biggest thing is have the right dog.
Yes.
That is, I mean, especially in PSA.
So how do you evaluate a dog, and how do you tell somebody who doesn't have a dog, right? We're talking about being self-honest. How do you tell someone like, man, that dog, it ain't going to make the cut?
The way they evaluate a dog is they get a casino pup.
That's right.
And compare the rest of them to that puppy.
Yeah. Every puppy we've gotten, we're like, but it's not like
Yeah.
casino.
Casino puppies.
That casino blood is
No, I mean,
serious.
I really think you have to find someone like Derek, you know, someone that has made it in the sport.
Yeah.
And then you just gotta see what they're doing. You know, I mean,
Who are some of the people that you, I mean, obviously look up to outside of someone like Derek, like in that compete in PSA?
Koi.
Coy, yeah,
Yeah, Coy?
Coy, Jonathan Katz,
Cats.
yeah,
For sure. Cats are going. Jared Bradshaw.
Branch, yeah.
Daryl Ritchie.
Yeah.
And everyone has been so welcoming to us. Like, I mean, you could reach out to anyone and they'll answer right away, and it's nice to see, you know, like the support that you do have in the sport. So
I guess what Stan is trying to ask, if someone comes to your club with a piece of shit, all right? And let me tell you, I call all dogs piece of shits, all right? Even the good ones. Even my casino pups, I call them piece of shit. I said, hey, we're done training. Put the piece of shit up, all right? I don't know why I say that. I think Coy got me saying that shit, all right? So how do you all tell someone this dog is not going to make the cut? Because you have to tell them. If you don't tell them, you're going to waste your time trying to squeeze tomato paste from an orange.
Yeah.
And that shit is not going to happen. So how do you tell these people, and I'll tell you how I tell them. How do you tell them this dog is not going to make it? Bye.
I mean, I'll say something. None of us are gonna look somebody in the face and say your dog is a piece of shit. I don't think any of us would do that. Maybe one day when we get to your level, we have titled our dogs and we have, something to back up my opinion. Because right now, my opinion is my opinion, especially me. The people who are serious about the sport, that are coming out here, that are traveling, that are coming to visit other clubs and see what's out there and what's going to succeed in the sport will decide for themselves that, damn, my dog's not going to make it.
That would never happen. The topic,
You think so?
The title to this is, what's the title to this?
Self-honesty.
Self-honesty.
That's what I was,
People are not self-honest when it comes to their own dog. I've seen dogs run time after time on the trial field, and they still put that dog on the field. If my dog ever runs, he will not walk back to my vehicle. Whoever's at that competition can take his leash and take his sorry ass with him, because I'm not going to feed a dog that's going to run. No, I'd rather for my dog not out. He can go to every trial and not out. But if he runs, he's going to run. His address is going to change. His kibble is going to change. Everything's going to change because he's not coming back to my address. That's a promise.
Yeah, and I think you're right when it comes to about, I think you guys are the type of people that will go, okay, let me go get my dog evaluated by someone I respect before
Definitely.
I invest the time into it. And if it doesn't fit the bill, then you're going to find another place for it, but not in the sport of PSA, right?
Yeah, no. Yeah, like I said, people are not going to be honest with themselves. I don't know if they don't want to be honest with themselves.
It's everybody.
Or
That's
are they like blind to the fact that, hold up, I would not
Asshole.
tell someone to their face until they're training with me that their dog is a piece of shit. Right? Once they walk out and the door closes, I'll be like, oh man, dog, piece of shit. But I would not tell someone to their face that their dog is a piece of shit unless they train with me and we become family. And a club is a family, right? So you do things together. You spend 2-3 days a week with those people. You go out to eat. You do fun activities with each other. So then you feel like you have the right to talk to each other crazy. You all had like a glimpse of that yesterday when we was eating, talking crap to each other, even to my Cuban. Well, he say he's Cuban.
He's half Cuban.
He's not even real Cuban, huh?
partial Cuban.
One day he's African American, the next day he's Cuban, then he's Caucasian. I don't know what the hell John, what's his last name? Andrews. He has 2 last names, right?
Yeah.
What was that first last name?
Roque. He's like, it's Roque. I was like, it's Rock. I don't know where to go with these things.
But I want you all to take this with you, right? It's okay to be honest with someone who's not going to be honest with themselves. So tell them, hey, my advice to you would be I'm not telling you to get rid of your dog, but if you want to compete at a high level in this sport and be recognized as a great handler, you need a sidekick, which is a great dog. And I did this on our Working Dog Wednesdays. I compared it to man and woman's marriage. If you don't have communication between you and the dog, just like man and woman, the marriage is going to crumble. The performance is going to crumble. So tell those people, get a dog that you can bond with. And if you don't have that dog that you can bond with that has good nerves and good drives to go out and perform on a high level, start over, or you cannot train here.
And the reality is you're doing them a favor anyways.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Save them kibble.
Like, I'm a straight shooter. I'd rather somebody just tell me, like especially with the XDOG vest, if something, when it came to building the XDOG vest, it all came from the opinions of people who've had decades of experience with dogs. Here's the vest. What do you like about it? What don't you like about it? Give it to me straight, because we're in the building process. So what we eventually put out on the shelves, which is the long-term goal, is, shelves everywhere worldwide. We got to put out a quality fucking product. If we don't put out a quality product, then that's our fault for not doing the due diligence and getting the opinions from real dog owners, right? So, but yeah, with that being said, what are some of your guys' goals in the sport?
I'll definitely get a PSA 3.
Yeah. But do you have a time frame on that?
No. I enjoy the process of training, so however long it takes, when I find the right dog, I'll get there,
You got one coming.
And there you go. I do got one coming.
Yeah. With my current dog, I want to take him as far as he'll let me go with him. He's older now. He's turning 3. I started late with him, so I don't have a PSA 3 expectation for him. But I do want to get as far as I can with him. With the next dog, definitely want the PSA 3. No timeline on that, but definitely that's my main goal.
Sure. And you?
Yeah, I mean, to take my dog now that I have now as far as she'll go, and one day I will get one. I will get a PSA 3, you know, but it's the hardest sport. I think it's one of the hardest sports out there. To see some of these PSA 3 scenarios, I look at it and I'm like, damn,
I agree with you.
that's crazy as hell.
Yeah.
You know, every trial is different, every scenario is different. All those upper level scenarios I see, and I'm like, oh my God, I don't know how I could ever do that. So it'll happen one day, but
It's like shooting dice in the level 3s.
yeah,
You don't know what's judged,
crazy.
what's not judged. You blow a jump, you're like, oh crap, I failed. Then they get to the critique area. Well, the jump wasn't judged. You're like, fucking judge. Stressing me out, dude.
Oh my God, I remember when we went to the Orlando trial. And that was the first PSA trial that we watched, and Issa and I were both shocked at the
Shocked.
scenarios that Katrina came up with. Like Jarvis had to lie down in a tarp like a burrito and do position changes. I was like, I've never
And
seen
call
that
him
in my
to
life.
heel.
Call to heel.
Yeah.
I have never seen that in my life.
Yeah. You probably will never see it again either. Those judges are crazy.
And Derek, when you become a judge,
Oh, when I
scenarios-
become a judge,
Oh, it's gonna be
when I become a
savage.
judge.
Shit.
Oh, you know what? Note it. I am going to put in to be a PSA judge. I'm going to do it. And the reason why I want to put in to be a PSA judge is because I feel like I've done the handling. I've been a decoy. I've been a national level decoy. I'm an assistant director for the South region. Now I want to tap into being a judge. I want to touch every corner within our organization. So that's one of the main reasons. And I feel like I have a very, very good imagination on how to come up with all these different scenarios to test the handlers, train of thought, as well as to test the dogs. And I feel like I have a lot of scenarios that's going to put a lot of people's brain, make it start scrambling.
Leveling up the actual sport.
Oh, yeah, it's going to change some stuff up once I became a judge.
Yeah. So being the new club, right? Social media is a big thing now. Like it's the social media era, the influencer era. With that being said, do you guys ever catch a lot of criticism online? And if so, how do you guys handle it?
I mean, if you put your dog out there and you put yourself out there, you put yourself out there open for criticism. And it's up to you to siphon through all that and think about what am I going to take, what am I going to apply, and what am I going to ignore. So you got to think about where the criticism is coming from. Is it coming from Derek? Is it coming from Jonathan Katz? Is it coming from someone who knows what the fuck they're talking about? Yeah. Or is it coming from some random person with 80 followers on Instagram? You know?
I hate
Or
that.
even
hate-
with 10,000.
Or even with
20,000
10,000,
followers.
you gotta take opinions from people that you respect and that you want to.
Yes.
And at the end of the day, like you're gonna get negative and you're gonna get positive, and it's up to you to be open-minded and to, like I said, you're always learning. You're always trying to get better. So it's up to you to figure out what criticism or what comments you need to take and apply to your training.
Now, how many clubs do we have in Florida now? It's sad that I don't know that.
We have Miami PSA. We have another new club in Miami as well.
What's the name?
The Elite PSA K9 Club in Miami.
Okay, I don't know of them yet. And
Yeah.
who else do we have? We have
We
Jarvis
have
Scott.
Jarvis in West Orlando. We
Uh-huh.
have Tampa
Okay.
with Matt. We have 2 in Jacksonville.
Okay.
One's with Kelly.
One's with Kelly
The
Camacho.
other
The
one,
other one
I'm
is,
not
I'm
sure.
not sure.
Okay. So you all have all those clubs in Florida now. I am really, really pleased. I am excited to have all those clubs in our region, right? So I would love for you all to get together one day, have a Florida training day, and each club can learn from one another instead of beating each other down, if you all do that. Here in Dallas, we train together.
Yeah.
We get together from time to time. There's a barbecue coming up. Koi is putting together a barbecue. It's like the summer barbecue. That's when everyone gets together. Sometimes we invite the Arkansas people up, the Oklahoma people up. We just had one here. We invited everyone here too. So I advise you all to get together. You're going to be competing against one another. Some people say they don't. They compete against the sport. Bullshit. You're competing against each other. You want to have the best club. You all right? So get together. Now, do you all have any animosity against anyone any of the other clubs? Is there any animosity? Do they hate you on? Do y'all hate them, or do you have any of that?
I don't hate anyone in the sport.
Okay. Well, dislike.
I think it's just, people have different opinions about training, and, you go train with your dogs, we'll train with ours, and, we'll see you on the trial field, and hopefully we're all successful.
Okay, so that's the PC way of answering that, Stan. My question is, do they not like your training methods, or do you not like their training method? Do they think your dog is a piece of shit, or do you think their dog is a piece of shit? Do y'all have those issues? Someone does, because I'm getting a lot of laughs.
Right.
And on this podcast, we keep it real.
Right. So, I mean, let's be honest here. We're not going to shit talk anybody, but we had the new PSA Club in Miami are just people who were not agreeing with our training tactics.
Okay,
Not
Stan, the
ours.
shit just came out.
Right.
That's what I was looking for, Stan. It just came out. I was digging.
And that's all right. That's all right. Not everybody has to, agree with what Chris and Victoria says. And that's fine. So they decide to go off and train the way they want to train and train their dogs without our input. And that's okay. And their dogs, some of their dogs are great.
That happens.
Some of them not
That
so
happens.
much.
That happened in Dallas, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we have more than 2 clubs here. A lot of people just know of the 2 clubs, me and Coy. But we have other clubs in Dallas also. And some of those people, I still like them. They're good people. But they didn't agree with what Coy was saying, and they went off and did their own thing. I had some people that trained with me, went off and did their own thing. But one thing I've noticed, they think your ship is going to sink when they leave. No, the ship only gets faster, buddy. Yeah. It turns from a little boat into a big-ass cruise, right? And then they come back. Then they need your help. You know what we do when they need our help? We welcome them on back in. Come on in. We'll help you. Coy has done it. I've done it. Now, there's some out there I just refuse to help, They could be on fire on the side of the road. I wouldn't piss on them. Yeah. They just talk so bad about me. Yeah. But it's life.
Well, the beauty about this sport is that fucking dogs do the talking. You can
Yeah.
say whatever you want to
Right.
say. At the end of the
Yeah.
day, you got to get on the field, and
Yeah.
the titles will prove it, and your accomplishments will
Damn right.
do all the fucking
I
talking.
definitely feel like everyone, when I compete with casino, I feel like it's me against everyone. I feel like it's a lot of people that's there just to watch me fail or to watch my dog fail. And I say a prayer every time me and my dog step on the field. Lord, forgive me. But right after I say that prayer, I tell my dog, let's go fuck him up.
Yeah.
Well,
And that's what I tell my dog. Slap him upside his head or on his chest. Let's go fuck him up.
Yeah.
well, someone like you and someone like them, you guys thrive on that shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I love that.
Like, and then going back to criticism, you never said anything about it. I mean, you being one of the faces of Miami, PSA K9 Club, do you get a lot of criticism?
I definitely do with my dog, but I think in this sport you need to have tough skin.
Yeah.
And
In
not
life.
and in life,
Yeah.
and not take everything so personal, and just kind of see what people are telling you and either apply it or don't apply it. If I agree with it, I agree with it. Like Issa said, if it comes from someone like Derek's given me training advice a bunch of times, and I've listened to him because I'm like, oh yeah, that makes sense. But you kind of just have to have tough skin and go through the sport and be as successful as you can with your dog.
I'm happy you said that. Now, what I don't do is if she makes a post, I do not go on that post and give my opinion. I would private message that person and give my perspective on it in private.
Yeah.
Because I don't want them to feel like I'm taking shots. And then if someone is not taking a shot, it's going to be some troll that's going to feel like they took a shot, and then they're going to jump in, and then you have 20, 30 people starting to respond on it and start making her look bad and feel bad. And I'm not going to ever do that to someone.
Well,
I agree.
I don't know that, like we talked about in episode number 1, that actually can help them. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
they
it can, but
just
me with her or someone that
I get what
know.
you're saying. Yeah,
I'm
I
not-
think trolls are always going to go on.
Yeah.
But
What about you?
same thing. Like I've gotten from like people, they'll private message me, and you could tell it's the difference. They want you to be successful.
Yeah.
The trolls would just go and just be trolls. So
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I deal with it, or we deal with it here. Especially like when they talk about, you'll get some people that ask fucking questions about, well, where's the 10-year? Do you guys have a 10-year clinical study on how the vest affects joint issues? And like, the motherfucker's been around 2 years. First of all, second of all, no one's doing clinical studies, because if you ever done a clinical study or if you ever researched them, it's not even going to apply to your dog because of its lifestyle. Like, there's 3 major things that cause joint issues, right? 1, obesity, right?
Yes.
2, right? Bad breeding practices.
Yes.
But you know what the third most is? And since we're being self-honest, fucking dog sports, right?
Oh, yes.
Because there's a lot of wear and tear that's being applied to that dog's body. And anybody who
Absolutely.
compete in human sports, like I love basketball, fucking
Yes.
knees are shot.
My
right?
knees are fucked.
I fucking love jujitsu and MMA. My fucking backs and joints are fucking shot, man. Like, I had to slow down on that shit. So, when it comes to like rehabilitating dogs, like in the past 10 years, it's always somebody who's competing in dog sports. So it's them just trying to fucking find a chink in your armor, right? So how I handle the shit is when somebody criticizes us, we go out and we prove them wrong. And at the same time, we find something within that criticism and say, what can we learn and what can we apply to make it better? So-
Absolutely. I totally
And
agree.
That's the key, to have like that open mindset to say, how can I do better?
Yeah.
And a lot of people get very, like if somebody will message me and it's negative, okay, thanks, with a smiley face, and you move on.
Yes.
You don't got to get all worked up. You don't got to have an argument over every little thing. You just got to, someone's always going to have something negative to say. So just smile and move on.
So you're honest with yourself about your dog, right?
Right, very.
You're honest with yourself about your dog. You're honest with yourself.
Yes.
So you know how far that dog could probably take you.
Yes.
Vice versa. Same with you. Do you think your dog can get a level 3? You be honest with me.
I was
Look
very-
look
I
me in
will
my
be.
eye right now and you tell me.
I was very confident.
No, look at Stan. Look
I
at
was
me.
very
Well,
confident.
you said I, not eyes.
Oh.
So she fucking looked at me, you asshole. I know when you're shooting shots, dickhead.
I'll be very transparent. I don't need to, protect my dog. My dog has always been at home a fucking monster, or what I thought. I put her in the car and come here, and she was nervous. She came off the bite,
I like
all this
that.
shit. And it's true, and I saw it. So maybe yesterday I was like, damn, maybe my dog is not, going to be my PSA 3 monster, and that's okay. But I'm still going to take her as far as she can. I'm still going to, now I learned we got to get more people for her to bite. So maybe we do go out to Orlando, and because they got 7 decoys out there that she can go bite. And that's okay. And I'm not, it's disappointing for a little bit. You're like, fuck,
Hey,
It's a quality problem, man.
Let me
Yeah.
give you something that'll ease your mind,
Okay.
right? I know of a dog, I'm not going to say any names, that has some really, really bad nerves, but turned out to be one of the most impressive level 3 dogs I've ever seen. That's a fact. Off the field, nervous. On the field, killer. I promise you that.
And you got to make mistakes for you to know what to work on. At home,
Yes.
she's consistent. She's great. We're like, okay, great. And she comes here and she makes 20 mistakes, but now we got 20 things to work on. So that's motivating. That's exciting.
21 things to work on.
21
so you
things
have
to
one in the
work
bag.
on. Exactly.
Well, having that mindset right there makes people like Derek and everybody else that you look up to want to fucking work with you.
Absolutely.
Because now you're coachable. It's the people who are not coachable that, like
Yes.
you were talking about the prong collar shit, like people don't want to deal with somebody who's not coachable.
Absolutely. Hey, let me tell you, Stan, a quick story, right? I always say quick story. It's gonna be
It's always
quick,
fucking
right?
long, too.
Hey, listen to this. I have a horse trainer. Best horse trainer you ask me, in my opinion. Name is Trey Poole with Poole Performance Horses
All right.
in Weatherford, Texas. I go out and ride with him. I take one of the guys from the Pony Express out there, right, to ride.
Sure.
He said he wanted to learn how to make his horse stop good, a nice back up, soften the mouth, and things like that. Some good handle on his horse. So Trey is working with me and my horse, and Trey's trying to tell him some things to work on, how to put certain buttons on his horse. He takes off running down the damn arena, stops, yanks the horse face back, had the horse head about damn near flipped over. Trey looks at me and say, "Now what's that guy again?" So I tell him, he said, "I can't help him. He don't want to listen. He wants to do his own thing." So at the end, he said, "How much do I owe you, Trey?" This is how you get rid of someone. Trey said, "You don't owe me anything. he was pretty much saying, I don't ever want to see your ass again. So I know I can't take someone like that out there because he feel like he knows everything already and he's not open to learn. Me, if someone is telling me something, I'm going to listen to it. Even if it's someone that's not been, on a level I've been on, I'm going to listen. And if it's a tool that I can use, I'm going to use it. If it's something I can't use, I'm not going to shit on that person. I'm just going to act like I'm taking it, and then once I get up the street, I throw it out the window.
Yeah. Well, then you always talk about you don't want your club members to, take the same journey that you did when it comes to achieving what you're trying to achieve in the PSA level 3, right?
Yes.
Why is that? Explain that.
I don't want them to have the pressure that I had on me, right? When I first started with my dogs, when Casino was 6 months old, Karma was 10 months, I had a 2-year waiting list on their puppies. That being said, it added more pressure on me. So I say, market your dog, advertise your dog, but don't come across as being cocky and arrogant like I did early on. I wasn't to me, I wasn't cocky.
You felt that was a mistake?
I felt like I was just confident.
Was it a mistake though on your marketing or?
Oh hell no! I'm still.
So why wouldn't you want?
I don't want them because they're not doing it as a business.
Yeah.
They're not in it as a business. It's just 100% sport to them.
Okay.
Yeah. So for me, it's a business. I'm going to market in my sleep.
Yeah.
With them, they don't have to really market. They're not looking at studs. They're not looking at breedings. They're not looking at gaining more pet dog customers. To me, I was trying to put my brand out in front of everyone. And if you're not trying to do that, what's the point of adding more pressure to you? Major point, Jared Fulton. Jared never posts any videos of his dogs. Never. I wouldn't even post videos of his dog. He said they will see when I step on the field. He went out on the field. Now people are like, where the fuck did he come from? Where did he come from? And that's what I want all my club members to be like. I want them to be like, hey, where the hell that guy come from? He kicking people's ass. So they see it in person, not all on social media. And once they do see it in person, then they will be the ones putting it on social media.
Yeah.
Because social media is deceiving. I could take from yesterday overall as a session, it fucking sucked for my dog.
Yeah.
But I can take one little bite and make it slow it down, put some music to it, and make it look like my dog did fucking amazing.
You didn't know?
I could write some whole caption, be like, yeah, we came to Dallas, we kicked ass. So social media is not what's important.
And
even though
you have to see it in person. Videos and pictures lie.
Yep.
Yes.
Trust me, videos and pictures lie.
Well, as far as building your guys' brand, you're new. What are some of the things that you're doing to build your brand?
Well, social media is big.
Yeah.
So we definitely try to put videos out there,
Now, are you breeding or?
No, we're not
So for you, it's strictly sport.
Yeah. Hey, he's a cop.
Yeah.
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 He's 5'0". He's
So
them
you
people.
So you make a living outside of that. So this is
Outside,
sport.
yeah.
What about you two?
So,
I currently work full time at University of Miami, but I'm trying to get hired with the fire department.
What do you do at Miami?
I run a grant, a child program grant.
Okay, that's cool.
And I'm in school full time. I'm just trying to graduate.
Yeah.
I graduate at the end of this year.
What are you studying?
But biology.
Okay.
Yeah, bio. So I graduate in hopefully the fall of this year.
Biology. Like, what field are you going to get into after that?
So I wanted to be a vet when I first started, and that's not going to happen. So I stuck with the major. I want to go into medical equipment sales.
Hey, that's a good field.
Hey,
It's a great field. I love sales. I love talking to people. I love all that stuff.
I notice you feed raw, but
Yeah.
if you're ever, we're always looking for, in our future where I see us being, like, we're going to have a manufacturing facility and I want to produce products in-house even more. I mean, I have a personal relationship with our current manufacturer, but I'm always looking for a good biochemist.
Well, listen, once I started with this dog,
I will not feed anymore if she starts.
Dude, her fucking feeding program's nice.
Yeah,
Man,
I
she's
dove
gonna-
headfirst into the whole dog world, into nutrition and everything like that. So,
That's good.
that's something I would like to pursue, but it's just that this is all brand new to me. But I'm so excited about dogs and about the working dog world, about sports. If I can make a living off of this,
Oh, yeah.
that would be my goal. But right now, I'm just trying to finish school.
You
I'm just
can,
trying to
though.
finish school.
You know
You
what I
can.
mean? You have the mindset and you can do it. Trust me, man. Like, fuck. If you know where I came from, I had no schooling. Zero schooling. And then when I started the vest, I had this little broken desk over here and a pencil and a piece of paper. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
It's all in your mind
Yeah.
where you want to take it. But
Yeah.
how I mean, you got a great social media program. Why don't you guys share your handles?
Oh, I'm at Nina the Malinois. So that's my dog. And so it's a raw feeding page and the PSA page. So we
Yeah.
kind of do both.
Okay.
Mine's at Miami Fire Shepherds, and that's Logan's personal account, and soon to be also my future puppy's account.
That's what I'm talking about. What about you, officer of the law?
I have mine as at KSAL218. And we have the Miami PSA K9 page.
Yes, at Miami PSA K9 Club.
Yes.
Plug.
Definitely go follow that one.
Definitely go follow that.
Definitely go follow that
I'm
one.
so happy we have you all in. It's
Yeah,
good.
man. So before we, I guess, close this out, we're gonna be self-honest, right? I want y'all to kind of let the audience know, if you're gonna be really serious, what's one thing that you feel that you're weak at in the area, and what you're going to do and improve that area.
Ooh, that's a deep one.
I'll start because I don't know anything. Listen, I'm new to the sport. I came in with a dog that was not a sport breeding. Like, I don't know shit, and I know I don't. I lack trial experience. I lack just being a handler. Being an experienced handler, being a new handler can totally determine how your dog ends up, no matter what they give you. So for me, it's just like experience and knowledge, and I'm just trying to learn as much as I can in the short amount that I can so I can get to that PSA 3 faster. So for me, I don't know anything. And that's okay to say that. That's
No,
okay to say that.
It's 100% okay to say that.
Yeah, so that's me.
You're an open book.
I think my biggest weakness with my dog is I baby him way too much.
Yeah.
And because I got him not for sport, I got him as a personal pet and
Yes.
then did sport after. So it's difficult to do the transition. But I'm going to fix that with the next dog.
Well,
for
yeah,
sure.
that was a massive learning curve for you on a personal level. So that makes, I mean, that's great, to be honest with you. I mean, when you got the dog, you joined 99% of the rest of the dog owners in this world. And that was a big problem. But at least you got into sport and you solved an issue where you're not going to have to deal with obesity or OB issues or anything else with your dog.
So
You're
for
next.
me, it's I avoid confrontations a lot. Like I said, she was my enforcer, but I know I have to, start telling people how it is and
Yeah,
what it is.
you
I mean,
definitely.
and it's hard because you don't want to. I mean, I try to please everybody, and you really can't live that.
That's
way.
impossible.
Yes,
I'm telling
can't
you,
live
I
that
made
way.
that mistake for a
So,
long time.
I mean, I want people to be happy with me and this and that, but I understand, you sometimes it's just not going to work, And you
At
just got
club,
to say how it is.
The new people that came thought I was like the meanest, biggest bitch ever because of how I introduced myself. Because I'm very serious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I introduced myself because I'm like, this is like we all poured our blood, sweat, and tears into building the club. So like, if you're gonna come and take the club as a joke, like I'm not gonna
Yeah.
allow that.
Hey, really quick, Stan. Yep. Do you guys want to know who's became the softest cotton candy powder puff ever?
Besides you?
Yeah. I'm still not there yet. Coy.
Yeah?
Coy used to be a straight asshole to people. He would tell you your German Shepherd can't be here. Your Cunny Corso can't
No,
be
say it
here.
in his voice, though.
I can't talk like him. He adds different words. He substitute words like I can't get him. Right? So Coy he used to kick people out left and right, dude. Your dog is not gonna make it. Bloop. Now I see him now. I'm like, got a fucking corky over there now, Coy, man. Coy has everything over there now, man. I'm like, man, yeah, my buddy done soften up on me, man. Yeah. So I need to be like that too. I need to soften up a little bit. Start welcoming shit dogs.
Well,
Yeah,
let me give you guys the opportunity, though, to ask Derek any questions that you may have for him. as
Make
far
it
as-
nice.
No, don't make it nice. Be real.
Ask
Be
me
honest.
whatever. On here, I am an open book.
I don't know.
Yeah, I got my good looks from my mama.
Okay. If you could, well, I guess now you're restarting with Classic. So you're going to trial him. So what would you do different with Classic that you did with Casino?
Good question. I'm going to change up the way my dog gives me an attention heel. I started directionals a little more earlier than I did with Casino. I allow him to think way more than I allow Casino to think for himself. So I'm not going to cloud his brain as much as I did with casino. So hopefully I have a better dog at the end.
Is that it?
I would ask, if you were starting a club, just like I am, no titles, nothing, just starting a club, what would you do? Like, what would you change?
If I was starting from scratch, right?
Yeah.
I would find a dog. No, first, if I'm going to start a club, you don't want a dog, right? That's just my perspective, right? I didn't want a dog. I wanted to focus on decoying and helping everyone else get to a certain level. Once I get everyone else at a certain level, then I would get me a dog and start training that dog up. That's just my perspective on how I would run things. What you got for me, Isabella? You been thinking?
I mean,
Yeah, I'm Asian and black.
that's exactly what I was thinking. I mean, my question is just going to be personal. What would you do? What would you recommend for my dog seeing her yesterday? Like to be working on? Or would you really just say wash her and get something completely different?
Okay, if it was my dog or for you?
For me,
For you.
who's brand new to the sport, who has a lot to learn, and all
I would
that.
keep that dog and keep working it on slick floors. I would work it in all different types of area. I do tons and tons of more environmental things with that dog. I would back tie that dog and work mainly on that dog's grip and calming that dog down on the grip. And I would not out that dog just yet until the grips are full and the dog is confident on the grip. Now, that's for you. For me, I'm fortunate enough to have access to a lot of dogs. So I will sometimes wash a dog really quick because I don't want to waste time. You know, I don't want to waste time. I know how much time it took for me to get casino. I was blessed with that dog. Best dog I ever had by far. But if it was my dog, I would pawn it off on someone else. You know, I would say, hey, here you go. Then I start over. She's only, 10 months?
10 months. Yeah.
10 months. So 10 months, I'd be like, okay, I only lost like 8 months. You know, dog was 8 weeks with his mom. So I'd be like, I only lost 8 months. I'll start over really quick. I still have time to move on. Not telling you to do that, but
Yeah, it's
that's
fine.
just me because I'm 100% asshole when it comes to raising puppies. And the dog has to show me things early on to make me want to keep it. Classic. My own dog. I love him. I was offered $15,000 for that puppy. I almost got rid of him. Not for the $15,000. It's because he was running on the slick floor. 2 chairs there. I wanted him to jump the chairs. He slowed down a little bit, and then he jumped. That little glitch there, people had to talk me out of selling my own dog. So you're asking someone who's like really, really brutal what they would do.
Yeah.
For you, if you want to like learn with that dog, keep learning with that dog. I'm not the only breeder out there. You have Jerry Bradshaw with good dogs. You have Jarvis Scott with good dogs. You have my buddy at Cali K9 Solutions out there in California. Josh, he has really good dogs. There's a lot of other good breeders out there that has, not just myself. Those people have good dogs also. So don't just stop with me. Search around and come back to me.
Well, this was another amazing episode. I want to say thank you guys for coming on board. As you know, being self-honest is one of the key factors, if not the biggest factor, when it comes to leveling up or succeeding in anything. The reason why I had them ask him a question, because the quality of the questions you ask yourself and how you assess yourself is brutally important. It's what transcended me in the past six to 7 months. I had to be really brutally honest about and self-assess myself in that way. So a thing that I want to say to close out is that I see a lot of people who think that by fixing their dog, they're fixing themselves. They want to go ahead and say, oh, my dog's eating better than me. It should never fucking happen. Your dog should eat as good as you, but never better than you. If you're self-disciplined with your dog and what it eats, you need to eat very well. If you're asking your dog to learn more, you need to be constantly learning. If you're asking your dog to put in the work with diet and exercise and everything else that you're asking it to do, it's your moral obligation to not ask your dog to do anything that you're not willing to do yourself. So be self-honest. And like I said at the very beginning, we were going to get deep into this episode. But again, I appreciate y'all coming on board and listening. We couldn't do it without your support, and we look forward to solving more problems with you, man. Thank you again. Talk to y'all soon.
Peace.